Episode 9 When Absence is Strength. After separating from Michael, Mandy entered a silence she had not experienced in years, a silence that forced her to listen to her own heart. For the first time in a long while, she wasn't fixing anyone, explaining herself, or shrinking to keep the peace. She sat alone, asking herself questions she had avoided for too long. Was the problem within her, or was it the kind of men she tolerated? Both her marriages had collapsed under the same weight: unfaithfulness. Her first husband had been calm and predictable, almost emotionless. Michael was the opposite: vibrant, spontaneous, charming, but undisciplined, reckless, and unable to honor commitment. Two entirely different men, yet bound by the same flaw. "Maybe the problem isn't in them," she wrote one night while journaling. "Maybe it's in what I allow, or what I fear losing." One thing was clear: she was not ready for another relationship. Her heart was still bruised from the turbulence of loving Michael. She needed real healing, not distractions or temporary companionship. Still, Mandy carried no bitterness. She believed in peace, even with her exes. Forgiveness, she had learned, was about freeing herself, not freeing them. So she remained cordial with both of them, even though she knew those chapters were permanently closed. Michael, however, kept trying. He reached out constantly, begging for another chance. His old charm no longer moved her, but through their children's bond, she occasionally crossed paths with him. Her children adored Michael's sister and enjoyed Michael's playful nature, traits their biological father lacked. One Friday afternoon, Mandy visited Michael's home with her children. It was meant to be a simple, friendly stop. But just as they were starting to relax, Michael's baby mama arrived, dropping off her daughter. The woman's expression darkened the instant she saw Mandy. Snide remarks followed, sharp, public, and humiliating. Mandy froze, expecting Michael to step in, to defend her, to set boundaries. Instead, he stood there silently, like a leaf beaten down by rain. The sting deepened when Michael's sister saw her niece and ran to her with joy, completely forgetting Mandy's children, who stood quietly, watching the scene unfold. Mandy felt her heart sink. Some people would always reveal where their loyalty truly lay. "Blood is thicker than water," she whispered, forcing a smile as she gathered her children. "Let's go, my children." "We have to leave in the car," anger rose. Anger at them, but more painfully, anger at herself. Why had she allowed this disrespect again? Why had she exposed her children to rejection she had worked so hard to shield them from? That day became a turning point. Mandy closed the chapter completely. No more visits, no more calls, no more trying to fix what was never hers to fix. Almost as if life affirmed her decision, a major project launched at work the following week. It demanded her full attention and pushed her into new leadership responsibilities. She hired a full-time nanny, giving her confidence that her home was stable and her children cared for. During the week, she poured herself into work. On weekends, she devoted herself to her children. Every laugh, every meal, every bedtime moment became sacred. She wanted to give them the security and joy she had fought so hard to reclaim. In her quiet moments, she reflected on her upbringing. Her mother, a disciplined entrepreneur, had raised her and her siblings to value independence. Nothing was handed to them, and that upbringing had shaped them into strong, self-sufficient individuals. Mandy recognized the pattern. Her weakness wasn't love. It was loneliness. She had filled her emptiness with relationships, mistaking companionship for wholeness. This time, she chose differently. She rebuilt her social circle, joined women's support groups, returned to church, and reconnected with old friends who brought peace instead of chaos. She surrounded herself with people who uplifted instead of drained her, people who gave instead of constantly taking. Month by month, Mandy began to glow again. Not with a glow borrowed from someone else, but with a quiet radiance rooted in peace, growth, and self-restoration. Her external absence became her internal strength, being present for herself. Reflection. Let us look at these reflection points as we summarize. Season 1. 1. Seek healing and wholeness by yourself, while leaning on God. Psalm 147:3. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. 2. Find your identity in God, not relationships. Psalm 23:1. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. 3. Leave toxic attachments behind. 1 Corinthians 15:33. Do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. 4. Practice wisdom in relationships. Proverbs 4:23. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. 5. Seek strength and new beginnings. Isaiah 43:18-19. Forget the former things, do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing, takeaway. Healing begins when you stop rushing to be needed and start listening to yourself. Patterns repeat until they are confronted with truth and boundaries. Forgiveness is not reconciliation, it is personal freedom. Protecting your peace is a responsibility, not a selfish act. God sometimes closes doors loudly so you never walk through them again. Wholeness is not found in relationships, but in identity, self-awareness, and spiritual grounding. The right community builds you, the wrong one weakens you. Growth often begins when you finally walk away from what diminishes you. Prayer point. Lord, heal every broken place within me. Give me the strength to release what is not aligned with your purpose for my life. Teach me to guard my heart with wisdom, surround me with people who uplift me, and help me walk in wholeness, peace, and clarity. Restore my identity in you alone, and guide me into healthy, life-giving relationships. Amen.